The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual guests. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual guests.
What's going on, my Ghost Squad? Welcome to the Armed Citizen Podcast Live. This is episode number 283. Today's date is Tuesday, March 14th, 2023. We are live as always on YouTube. If you're out there in the side chat live with us, go ahead and say hello. We don't know that you're out there unless you do. If you have any questions or comments that you want to be noticed or asked or whatever, go ahead and tag myself or anybody on here. We'll see if we can get to you if it's a quote unquote relevant topic or relevant question, although there's nothing relevant about this chat. So it is what it is. If you'd like to text into the show, yes, you can text into the show. Utilize the Ghost Tactical Hotline presented by our good friends Rod and Shelly Gates with Aegis Gun Care. That number is 530-364-4678. And go check out aegisguncare.com. If you're a veteran, really anybody, but especially if you're a veteran and you're in that hole, you're in the darkness and you're looking for that light, call me, text me, email me 24/7. I cannot give you medical advice, but I could probably be a decent ear, maybe talk you through some stuff. If you are looking for someone to get you some medical attention, remember two things. One, you are not alone in this fight. There are a lot of brothers out here that are willing and able to help you in any way possible. And two, the world is a much better place with you in it. So please, 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 please utilize the Veteran Crisis Hotline, 1-800-273-8255. Once again, 1-800-273-8255. We are spotlighting, as always, the United States Marine Corps. If you have any questions on what it takes to earn the title United States Marine, see the website marine.com. And we are thrown a little bit different. We are still a proud member of the Self-Defense Radio Network, but we're also going to be introducing a little bit about the Rapid Fire Radio Network that some of us are part of, and Clover and I are going to be a part of that. Looking forward to that. We'll talk a little bit more about that in up-and-coming episodes, but proud member of the Rapid Fire Radio Network. Let me get this off of my ugly mug and say hello to all the freaks that have joined us. I'm just saying it's a distinguished list, and it's a long list, but let's say hello from Anderson Manufacturing, our good buddy Kyle. What's going on, Kyle? How you doing, brother?
Hey, doing well. Thanks for having me on, Ghost.
Absolutely, man. Love to having you. And from the only state that's 4 letters it takes 2 people to spell, the weird state of Ohio, we got Chris from the 740. What up, Holmes?
What's going on, Ghost? Thanks for the invite.
Anytime.
Glad to be here.
I don't know why you're glad to be here, but we're glad to have you. We'll just put it that way. From the weirdest state in the Union, he is the Okie from Chelsea. No, he is not Merle Haggard, but that is the Gun Snob. What's up, home?
Yo,
stuff and things. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man of many
I'm just excited
weird
to be
words.
here for Chase's segment at the end of the show. That's all.
I'm not sure that segment's going to be around much longer. After last week, we did get a letter from the FCC and asked us very politely to refrain from the topics that were brought up. So,
are you sure that wasn't from PETA?
Could be too. I haven't received that yet, but I anticipate that letter coming any day now. Yes.
Thanks for having me.
You got it. Speaking of that weird bastard from EAA, what's up, Chase?
Hey.
I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. Just stop.
Really
Stop. No, I really don't. You're right.
I mean, I'm really sad because that was a fun segment last week, and we should see if we can just double down on that.
I would appreciate it if you did not. We might have a segment, but we're not going to double down on that particular one. If you're wondering what we're talking about, do not go back last week to the last 5 minutes of the show. It's probably not worth it.
Oh, I'll give him a quick debrief. Don't worry.
Moving quite along from, he's basically been riding shotgun with this. He's a quasi co-host for a long time, since basically day one, but he is from the great state of Texas, the tactical leprechaun himself. What's up, Flo?
Yo.
He said he's a paid YouTube shill. That's about right. That's about right.
Truth in advertising, man.
I understand. And our good friend from Aegis Gun Care up there in Idaho. He is a hoe. We really wish we would have gotten Shelly, but we'll take Rod instead. What's up?
Not much, guys. Thanks for letting me jump on in the last minute. Yeah,
no problem. I know that you've been running, or you were running a competition to. Everyone knows that the Aegis Gun Care logo is an amazing logo, and Rod and Shelly decided that they were going to try to name the warrior on the logo, and I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah, I mean, just real quick, I appreciate it. Let me jump on and all, and
absolutely, I
don't blame you. Shelly's probably better on here than me anyway, because I don't know that I fit it in with this whole cast. I feel a little bit.
Let's be honest.
I feel a little inadequate.
So here's a problem. No one really fits with this crew, but I'm not gonna lie. I feel much more comfortable with you on, because Shelly, it would be an interesting. Yeah, I don't think that she should be in the same room with all these people, because I'd feel sorry for her.
I'm kind of glad Snob doesn't have his real face on there, because it sucks him being so damn sexy and have to be on the same screen with him. It's just screen. It's tough.
It is rough. It is rough. I understand.
I appreciate Snob when he has his camera on. It makes me look a hell of a lot better. I'm just,
jeez.
Yeah.
There's
most women like tall, dark, and handsome. My wife settled for
there he is.
Short, pale, and average, but it is what there is. That sexy beast.
See, now I really feel inadequate. So
yeah, there you go.
Oh well, but anyway, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Yeah, like I said several weeks ago when we were on here, we decided to just have a little fun with stuff, and when we had our logo kind of redone. And have a full warrior. We decided to just have some fun with it, which everybody knows, and have a little contest naming. Had people sitting in things, and had Clover and Ghost on to be guest judges to help pick out a name. And I appreciate it. We got quite a few submissions. Unfortunately, I thought we got a lot of doubles. People were saying lots the same thing, but we got a bunch.
But I'm going to submit it now. Can we just call him Fred?
See, here's the thing. I don't care what Rod and Shelly say. My vote has always been Bob, and he will always be Bob for me. I was told from the very beginning that Bob is not a valid answer, but he'll always be Bob for me. I'm just saying.
So, unfortunately, there is now Team Bob. So I guess we'll deal with that.
There is a hashtag Team Bob out there.
There is Team Bob.
Thank you for that, guys.
And Bob will probably live in infamy. So. But anyway, no, I appreciate it. I always appreciate when you allow me to jump on here and put my ugly face up here.
You're welcome anytime. Real quick before we go on further, mandatory carry, $5 super chats is half for each of us. Thank you for that. We do not encourage, nor do we ask for super chats, but you guys know that all super chats go to sending care packages downrange to our guys and gals down there. And last year we raised over $2,600, and they say the organizations that I work with, the average care package costs $15. So we sent a lot of care packages last year. So thank you for all of that. I appreciate you guys. Sorry, Rod, go ahead.
No, it's your show. I mean,
it's your world, though. It's your world.
Well, I've always said that. I didn't think anybody ever actually took me serious.
I'm just making you feel, hopefully making you feel better.
I always say that, but Shelly just laughs at me.
Well, Shelly should laugh at you, but that's okay.
But anyway, so we did that. We threw that out there, ran it for a few weeks, got a lot of neat ideas, a lot of stuff thrown out there.
Yep.
Other than Bob. And
really,
we kind of figured stuff, and I'll just get into it real quickly and let you know. We decided we were just going to have one winner, and they were going to get one of our combo, our cleaning mat and gun cleaning combo kits is what the winner was going to get. Well, we're going to have two winners for that because we took two submissions and put them together, which Shelly was telling me about it, and then Clover threw it in on his email to me that he thought that would sound cool. So
yeah,
Shelly and Clover both said it, so we said, okay, we're going to do it. And
I just let you know, I protested.
Trophy.
Yeah, I protested because I still voted Bob, but once again, I got turned down.
And I got the email to show that he kind of agreed, but still said he's not backing off of Bob.
I agree with the name, but he'll always be Bob to me. So what's the name?
So we're going to go with the first. We're going to have like a first and last time. We threw two things together that have some meaning and stuff. And the number one that was sent in by Gizzard Gary. I know, snob. I know.
Screw that guy.
But it was Protego, which Latin means protection. And then I believe it was.
Spell that word.
Exactly.
What's that?
I can't even spell that.
Exactly.
Well, either could I, but luckily Gary spelled it in his message.
That's good.
But I think he spelled it right. So, and then we went with the second. The second name is gonna be Maximus. So Protego Maximus, basically maximum protection. And that one was by Judas Priest 666.
Of course,
on Instagram. Sent that one in. So each of those two we will be sending out. I probably have Gary's, but I'll have to get addresses for both of them. We'll send out a gun cleaning kit and the mat combo to them.
I'll put Gary's address in the side chat for you. It's in Chelsea, Oklahoma. So
yeah. And then after we was going through them,
you better be careful putting those addresses out there. The Jehovah's Witnesses might show up. Just saying.
Oh God, put it out there. So I decided to do a third one, like of honorable mention, just because I thought it was funny, and I'm just going to send this person a lube and solvent combo pack.
Yep.
And it was on. I don't remember how the whole thing went, but if you want to look at it, go on to Ghost's Instagram, and on his post where he had our contest announcement, look down, and it's from the Instagram name was Shenanigans.
Shenanigans, yeah.
Yeah, and it was hilarious. You should go read it. I should have just got it on here so I could read it. But nobody wants to listen to me run my mouth that long. But anyway, go read it. It's about the Greek mythology person, Bophades. And I'd never heard the whole story of Bophades until I read that.
Isn't that Hank Williams Jr.'s nickname? Oh, Bocephus. I'm sorry.
But if you get a chance,
that's what Clover says when he's talking about two things. Both of these.
Both of these. So I read that and I laughed my ass off. I thought it was funny because you have to read it to get the last sentence, and then he hits you with it. And so jump on the Ghost Instagram and go look at that. It's pretty funny. I got a kick out of it. So we'll get in touch with him and have him give me an address. We'll send him out that thing to as an honorable mention, just because it was funny.
Protego Maximus.
Yes. And we'll go with that.
Way above my brain level. But yeah.
AKA Bob. So
it's always going to be Bob. Just saying, it is what it is. But Bob is. I'm always going to call him Bob. So, like, the good thing is if you ever hear me say Bob, you'll all know what I'm talking about. Hey, Bob cleaned my gun today. Bob,
there you go.
Gun today.
But we had some people put in some really good ones.
Yeah, there were some good ones.
Chase did a really good one.
I like Zeus as well because I just think Zeus is a badass name. I just love Zeus.
Yeah, Chase did a really good one, and Mr. Snow from Instagram, he did a couple of really good ones that were well thought out.
Yeah.
So, but that's what we did, and I appreciate everybody that took part in our little screwing around, having a little fun, and stuff like that. So
No, I'm glad it all worked out. I'm glad there was a lot of good names. Like there were a lot of people put some like actual like, and this is being serious. I'm not joking. There were a lot of people that put like an actual like a lot of thought and effort into naming it. They went back into the Greek mythology side and trying to find out what different like Apollo was there. I love Apollo, the god of war. Obviously Zeus was there. Maximus is a great name. So there's a lot of people that were that got into it. Instead of just throwing like weird stuff like I had like Bob, people actually put thought into the names. I thought that was pretty cool. So
and it was. I'm not just saying it because Chase is here, but Chase, like I said, Chase did a really good one. There was actually some thought and some good definition there.
Don't give him any credit. He doesn't
need any
credit.
Mr. Snow he had several of them that were well thought out and good definitions.
Right.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Well, awesome. So, I'm glad.
No, I appreciate it all, and we will
absolutely
get those out. And it was something fun to do.
Yeah, you're gonna stick around, right?
What's that?
You're gonna stick. You're not leaving, are you?
Oh, I might stick around for a minute until Shelly gets home.
You act like you were leaving. I was like, what the hell? You don't just come in here and give us a quickie and leave. That's at least leave the money on the nightstand, man. Come on.
Well, I'll stick around for a short time until Shelly comes home and realizes dinner's not made.
No, everything in my life is short time. So let's just.
Hey, you don't worry about Shelly. I'll take care of her. I'll line her up. You just send her my way.
You got plenty of guys that are going to take care of Shelly for you, Rod. Don't you ever worry about that.
Oh, I'm sure of that.
You guys know that every Thursday, Saturday, and Monday, or on our community tab, we have our polls out there. And we have some fun with them. Let's go through them real quick. The first one was put out yesterday. It's got 1.6 thousand votes. Of these, I love when I say of these because I always get people, well, I'm going to guess this. It's not one of the answers, guys. Of these, what's the best sandwich? BLT, a club, a Cuban, or a good old grilled cheese? Kyle, let's start with you. Of those four, what would be your favorite of those four?
I'm going with the club.
Good boy. Good answer. Good boy. Actually, I love all. That's why I picked all. I love all four of these. But I mean, you can't go wrong with it. You really can't go. See, the problem with mine is a BLT would not be a BLT because I don't like tomatoes, so it'd just be a BL. But I know that's like everyone's favorite sandwich in general. And
what if you ate it? What if you had a glass of iced tea when you drank it?
I don't like tea either, so you know.
Oh yeah, you're screwed then.
What if I put some like Tostitos or something like chips? You know, it could be a tea. Or
do you like fried green tomatoes?
I don't like tomatoes in general. The only way I could eat tomatoes is if like stewed tomatoes, like. Stewed tomatoes, you can put them in whatever. Just I don't like them raw, and I don't like fried green tomatoes.
A sandwich ain't a sandwich without a good tomato.
Well, I guess I just don't know what the hell good tomato sandwich is. Then my dad used to eat sandwiches with just tomatoes and mayonnaise. Like that's it. I'm like, oh my god, that's disgusting.
That's like a serious Southern thing, man.
Apparently, but
it's like
not for me.
It's like banana and mayo.
I'm all for banana and peanut butter because you can't really mess up anything with banana and mayo. My God, you are from Alabama, aren't you?
I mean, that's not my thing, but like I've seen so many people like get down on that, and I'm just like, look, I like mayo a lot, but I got.
I love mayo, but no. All right. Anyways, Chris, favorite of those four, favorite sandwich?
I'm going grilled cheese.
Now question. With or without tomato soup?
I don't like tomato anything.
There you go. I like tomato soup also, but I don't like tomatoes. So, like grilled cheese and tomato soup is pretty damn good. Just saying. All right, Snob. What weird shit in Oklahoma are you gonna pick?
Monte Cristo.
I knew he's gonna be. Okay, of those four choices, what would you choose?
Okay, fine, a club. With tomatoes.
Club. Now, are you a turkey club fan or the chicken club fan?
I don't care.
Neither do I. Neither do I. I like them both. I'm just gonna skip over Chase. I'm afraid what he's gonna say. Chase. Don't get us
Fourth
canceled.
trimester.
Don't get us canceled right off the bat.
Well, obviously a veal cutlet, but no.
So you're gonna go. So you're gonna go Cuban because you like,
No, I mean, honestly, I love Cubans, but it's pretty hard to argue with a good classic club.
Yeah.
You know what goes good with a Cuban? A junkyard dog.
You son of a bitch.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That's a really inside joke, and ones that know are laughing their asses off on the inside. So, and a glass of milk, some dairy.
Have to add the milk for sure.
Gotta add milk. Oh Lord! All right, moving right along.
Hey, does
Rod,
cheese count?
Stop. Yes, it does. By the way, Rod, of those four, do you have a favorite sandwich?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say Cuban. I was never really had a Cuban, thought much of until I spent some time through vacations down in Florida, and that's some really good Cubans. And
yeah,
a good Cuban is really hard to beat.
So good. So, and guys, in case you guys don't know, it's a pork, kind of like a pork loin, kind of a pork with some ham and some different, whatever kind of mayonnaise you want. Some people like it a little spicy, but just mayonnaise, whatever mayonnaise, and then some pickle. Cuban's really damn good.
Man, Mojo pork and a spicy aioli, that's where it's at.
It's really good. Yeah, the spicier the better on the Cuban. Clover, are you going to pick like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or something? Like, what are you going to bring to the table?
I'd probably go grilled cheese.
Okay. Yeah.
Whatever Keebler bakes.
Wow.
Okay.
He's like, okay. Oh, someone's in a bad mood. I bet you that like, CBD must be wearing off his ass.
Like s'mores.
S'mores.
Oh, that's a sandwich. It is. That is technically a sandwich, boys.
A sandwich.
I know where you got this idea. That's the best part.
What do you mean?
For the question.
Where'd I get this from?
I know exactly which episode you watched to get this
Yeah,
idea.
you do. Yeah, you do. We were probably talking about it, weren't we? In a chat or something. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. 1.6 thousand votes. This is actually one of the better polls that we've had as far as not like domination. BLT does win with 33% of the vote. Club comes in at second place with 23% of the vote. Grilled cheese at 22% of the vote, and the Cuban at 21% of the vote. So pretty even. Once again, how can you go wrong with any of these? That one's a fun one. Our second question was put out, I think Saturday. It's got 1.5 thousand votes. Of the two, who was in their prime? Let's say in their prime. Who was the better athlete? Real quick, Bo Jackson or Dion? Let's start with Clover. Bo or Dion? Better athlete.
Bo knows, baby.
Bo knows. That's
in right. Their prime. Bo knows.
In their prime. Yep. Rod, what about you?
Oh, that's easy. It's Bo all day long. I've always believed Dion was the most overrated, worthless defensive backs to ever put on the field.
I'm gonna disagree with you on that one. I would say that he was not a great baseball player. Man, I watched Dion play a lot.
And he could only cover people, and he was really good at that.
He took half the freaking field away, dude.
But he couldn't tackle anybody.
He didn't need to because no one threw it towards him.
Right.
It's Bo all day long.
I agree with Bo. We were having this discussion last week, and I still believe that had he not gotten hurt, I think Bo's a Hall of Famer in football and baseball. There's an argument to be had that he could be a Hall of Famer in both anyways, but it won't happen.
Well, and could probably be a Hall of Famer in any sport he would have played.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, can you imagine that dude in the Olympics? I mean, running track. Come on.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Apparently, he's a damn good archery guy with the bow. Yep. Also, like he's like legit with the bow. So.
Yep. Yeah. Bo knows a bow.
Honcho out there says sports ball. Let's go. I think Chase. I think I might know where Chase is going on this. His bedroom is decorated in Auburn bullshit, so I'm assuming he's going to go with Dion. Is that right?
War Eagle, and Bo knows. We all know this.
Can you imagine being on campus when Charles Barkley, Bo Jackson, and Frank Thomas were rolling through there?
Oh,
Good
it's the
Lord.
greatest of times. Come on now.
It's incredible. Incredible. And even those guys will tell you that Bo was the man. Like, he was the alpha of the alphas, you know?
He does, and he still diverts. He says Barkley's the greatest athlete Auburn ever put out. Like he's being dead serious when he says it.
The funniest thing is I saw I think it was like SEC Nation or something, and they did a thing, like an hour-long thing on Bo Jackson, and his Heisman Trophy is literally at deer camp in the corner on the floor. Like, you almost trip over it. Like, it's like cobwebs and all that. I mean, it was literally on the floor. I think that's pretty awesome. Like, you know, he doesn't even put his Heisman Trophy where people can see it. It's pretty crazy. Snob, I know it's sports. You're probably getting rashes, but do you have a favorite of the two?
Oh, Dennis Rodman.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair. Yeah.
Bo Jackson.
Worm.
A worm. Dennis Rodman might be one of the better athletes there to play basketball. People don't realize how athletic that dude really was.
Potentially greatest defensive basketball player.
I think he definitely is. He's a top 3 defensive and rebounder of all time.
Oh yeah,
100, absolutely, no doubt.
Yeah, if you talk about being able to shut somebody down, whew.
And he could shut down a point guard all the way to a center. It didn't matter.
Yeah,
he was incredible.
Unless your name was Larry Bird.
No one could shut down Larry Legend. No one could.
Hey, LeBron's the GOAT. He could shut any of them down.
No, just because LeBron says he's the GOAT doesn't make him the GOAT.
All right.
LeBron never heard of her.
Because Clover, yeah, exactly. He's the GOAT according to Clover, but we all know the truth.
Oh my God! Please.
I thought Clover was the GOAT.
King.
That's what I said. He keeps
play ball.
I'm not the GOAT. I'm not the GOAT. I'm a GOAT, man. There's a difference, man.
Yeah, he did teach LeBron some things, you know, back in the day.
God.
I think LeBron went to Clover's summer camp, basketball camp.
Well, you know.
I'd pay money to watch Jordan take on LeBron like right now.
I'd take
that guy.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, snap. This is true. Guns and Barbecue did bring up a good point. Says technically Bo didn't tackle anyone either, so that's true.
No,
can you imagine?
He run over an awful lot of folks, though.
He ran over Bosworth, that's for sure.
Right.
He trucked Dion the first time Dion.
Yes, he did. Can you imagine Bo as a linebacker though? Oh my God. That might have been the greatest linebacker ever to play if he was playing linebacker. Oh my God!
Him running over Bosworth was just legendary. That was awesome.
Oh, that was amazing. I'll tell you what, Bosworth, I give him credit for. He was back then a big rival of the Seahawks were the Broncos, and about 2 weeks prior to Seattle going into Denver, all of these T-shirts started flowing through Denver and just said, you know, Bosworth sucks, and they were selling a ton of it. Everyone, like 50,000 people, wearing Bosworth sucks T-shirts at that game. Comes to find out, Bosworth made them and is the one that sold them. He made a fortune off of those T-shirts. Bosworth sucks, but he was smart. I'll give him that. I love that. Chris, Bo or Dion?
Bo.
I mean, I think this is where this is going. Kyle?
Bo.
Yeah. So here's a sad thing. You put Dion up against probably 90% of other athletes, and Dion probably wins that poll. It just so happens we put him up against Bo, and it's sad, but yeah, Dion was phenomenal. Bo was, and I wish like people like the young, like my daughter's 25, 26. That generation doesn't really know who Bo Jackson is, and I mean that's sad. They missed out on a few good years, but man, that guy was unbelievable. He did some things on the football and on the baseball field that I've never seen done before, and I might not ever. I tell Clover, and Clover found a video about the best throws from the outfield ever. My favorite throw the best throw I've ever seen in my life is Bo Jackson threw out Harold Reynolds at home from the left field warning track, and the ball never touched the ground. 330 feet on a line, and the ball never touched the ground. And I think, Clover, didn't you say that Clemente had that throw from right field to third base was the one that won?
Yeah, Clemente spin and turn, and this
Yeah.
was their channel, and they can do whatever.
Sure, and that's a great throw as well. I mean, don't get me wrong. Clemente
yeah,
had a
he
cannon.
was. That was all the way across the field the other way, and he was on a spin when Clemente threw it. So it's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. The poll, 79% of the people are right and say Bo Jackson. Just saying. And our last poll, it's got over 2,000 votes. Favorite type of gun, your options: revolver, AR, pistol/rifle, semi-auto pistol, shotgun, or other. Rod, favorite type of gun. If you could only have one type of gun, one platform of a gun, what would it be?
The only one I can only have one, or my favorite. It's two different things.
Okay, well, favorite. What's your favorite then? Because that's what the actual question was favorite.
Yeah, handgun, semi-auto handgun.
Okay. What would you choose if you could only have one?
If I could only have one, and all things considered, it'd be an AR platform.
Yep. Snob, favorite.
Semi-auto pistol.
If you could only have one, would it change your answer?
Probably shotgun.
Okay, fair enough. Kyle, you better say something that I think you're gonna say.
AR, baby.
You didn't have a whole hell of a lot of choice. Yeah, well, he could go bolt action here in a month or two.
Well, the shotguns aren't ready to release yet. That's so.
No.
In another year or so,
research and development.
We'll have to redo the.
Yeah, because shotguns are so fucking hard to develop. Let's just be honest. Come on.
It's the Clover special.
No,
right.
don't.
I mean, a 2x4 and a couple pieces of pipe, and you've got a shotgun. Engrave Anderson in the side.
The 2x4s are optional.
Well, the Clover special makes sense. A whole lot of talk, but nothing ever happens. So that's valid.
That is valid. Chris, favorite?
AR.
If you could only have one.
AR.
Okay. Chase, what's your favorite?
Bolt rifle.
Okay. If you could only have one, would it change?
Yeah, it'd be an AR platform.
Okay. Virus, what about you? Favorite?
Probably revolver.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were going to go revolver or shotgun. I thought it could be close.
Yeah,
but lever actions also, you like lever, so
yeah, I do.
But revolver is your favorite.
55 Webley.
Oh God, Indiana Jones, huh?
Mm-hmm.
They're going Indiana Jones on us there. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if you could only have one, would it change your thought process?
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about one for the duration of time, I mean, I'll go with the semi-auto and the buckmark, probably at that point.
There you go.
Yeah.
Me, favorite. Man, that's tough. Probably semi-auto handgun. If I could only have 100% be AR. Obviously, I think that there's a reason why ARs are out there. It's just because you can do so much with it. You can customize it and all that, and that's kind of where we're going to be talking about tonight. Before we move on to that side, over 2,000 votes, 49% say AR style rifle / pistol. In second place, at 30%, was a semi-auto pistol. Tied for third with 8% was revolver and shotgun. And coming in last was other, and most of those were bolt or lever action. And yes, we did have a vote out there for the A10 Warthog. I see that. I'm a little disappointed that no one said minigun. I'm just saying. In the other section, you could put whatever the hell you want. Like, let's go crazy and like no minigun, like no Mod Deuce, like what's going on with that? But oh well, it is what it is.
The old Colt Gatling, come on.
I can't afford
the Gatling. Sure,
Gatling works. That's just a crank. But for a minigun, not only do you got to consider the cost of ammo, but then batteries, right?
This is true. This is true. It's kind of like a Prius. Like the idea of a Prius is a great one until you figure out you got to spend $12,000 on batteries every 10 years or whatever it is, you know?
Right.
Hey, Elon, build me a better minigun battery.
Oh,
If anyone could,
a
he
Tesla
would.
minigun, huh?
Could you imagine powered by Tesla on the side of an M134 Delta?
You know what? I'm not going to lie.
I love it.
That might be the greatest thing that you ever come up with, Chase. And there's some weird stuff that you come up with, but they're pretty good. But
I'm going to put that on Twitter to Elon and just see what happens.
I mean, that might be that could be the greatest thing ever developed. Powered by. Would you want to be, say, powered by Tesla or powered by SpaceX? Can you imagine? Oh, can you imagine him attaching a minigun to one of his rockets? Oh.
Well,
Well,
at that point, why
he
worry about the
has-
minigun? Why not go with a railgun?
Well, I mean, in all seriousness, you know, SpaceX does have an FFL and an SOT and all the other good fun stuff because rockets are considered propelled devices.
They are munitions.
So
yes,
they are munitions. Their space launch vehicles are munitions.
Yep.
Man, that'd be awesome.
I mean, he's already playing in the game. He's got
A
the license for it.
SpaceX minigun. All right, fun for a few days.
Well, he threw the flamethrowers out there just as a goof.
Hey, you know what? A flamethrower would be cool to sell too.
He's like,
You know?
we're gonna make some flamethrowers. I'm like, okay.
And they are legitimately not bad flamethrowers either.
Sarge out there says would include the life card. Okay. Yep. Absolutely. The life card is phenomenal, high capacity, easy to use, hard to carry firearm. So
yeah. MC has a very good question out there.
Did I miss one?
Yeah.
Is it up a while or?
No. I'll just read it. It says, "So can I form one a rocket, or is that?"
Oh, I just saw that. Yes, I didn't see MC, but I was gonna get ready to read that. Clover, would that be a Form 4 or Form 1?
Depends on if you're buying it or
I
if
knew
you're
he'd have a
transferring it.
fucking answer.
Depends on if you're making it or if you're transferring it. Form 1 is if you're making it.
Yeah.
Form 4 is if somebody else made it
And you're going to transfer
it
it
into
to
your name.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, but the answer to that question legitimately is yes.
If you can afford a rocket, then I guess
Right.
you could have one.
You
I wonder how long the paperwork would take for that stamp.
That's like it's kind of like having an RPG, right? Like having the firing mechanism is one thing, but then
True.
$200 and a year wait for a rocket that you're going to shoot, it goes boom. Like
now, Honchos did say it all depends on if there's an AR pistol stabilizer on it or not.
Yeah.
Then again, you could get that free tax stamp if you do that. You make that rocket the lower and just, you get a free stamp. I'm just saying.
Just waiting for the ITAR paperwork because you're going outside the country with it.
Yeah. Literally. Yeah. So Tim, very serious question. Okay, so in space, will the bullet move forward or the minigun go backwards? Yes. I think the answer would be yes. I think there would still be the initial thrust of that projectile to move it forward, but there would also be that initial thrust backward for the minigun, unless they had it bolted on or stabilized on something. I think the answer is yes. I think both happen. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, there's no weight, right? But there's no weight, obviously, but you can't get around mass, right? So that's what you're dealing with. Right, you got to shift into this hole. It's heavy, so it weighs a lot. No, it's heavy, so it has a lot of mass, right? And so in space, that would be the thing. So yeah, it would be both. You would move the minigun backwards a little bit.
Yep. Imagine a Tesla AR-15. FNH says.
Oh, right.
I mean, like a digital battery powered like trigger. Like we know digital triggers are out. I've got a digital
trigger ain't got nothing on Tesla.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. And can you imagine if Tesla gets into the red dot game 55,000 hours? Please. We're going 1,000,000 hours of this without having to change a battery. What were you saying, Chase?
I was gonna say if Elon would just get in the market, forget ARs, he can start building us pulsed energy weapons and blasters and turbo.
Like he's the guy. I think he's the guy that legitimately could bring that stuff down the road. 100%. You know.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting us know that you were back. I didn't know you were gone, Snob. So thanks for letting us know you were back. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, Dick.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of customizing, accessorizing the guns, that's kind of the topic tonight. I got a great email about 2 weeks ago, and I don't know if they were new. The way they were talking is kind of like they were either new or they were new to like accessories, right? Whether it's customizing grips or adding accessories to different, it's not just AR is a different thing, but they're talking about this, that, and the other. It was through one of my optics videos, and they were talking about, what about this, that, and the other. So I was like, okay, we all like to accessorize our stuff. We like to customize our stuff to some extent. So I thought we'd do that. So let's start with Kyle and say we're not going to go with a particular platform, but are there platforms that you personally like to accessorize the most or customize, if you will?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the AR.
Yep. So
Anderson, it's the most versatile platform.
So when you get an AR and you get home and all of that, what's usually the first thing? Probably a dot or whatever. Aside from a dot, okay, in an AR or an optic, we'll say. Aside from an optic, like what other accessories will you throw on there?
The first thing I always do is a vertical foregrip. I don't know what it is with my shooting style or what. It is the most comfortable for me. I just like to have that forward control, and probably after the foregrip, I'll find a good light, something lightweight, something low profile, and then that's usually where I stop. I don't like too many accessories on my rifle. Besides, unless we're talking about like replacing the trigger, that's always one of the first things I'll do as well.
So like do you have a specific brand that you like the most, or?
So when I started working at Anderson, they introduced me to Timney, and ever since I'm a Timney fanboy now.
Yeah, no, I get it. Do you like, for your AR, do you like a straight or curved trigger?
Straight.
Yeah, I like that. Sounds good. Chris, bring you in. What platform do you find yourself accessorizing the most?
For me, it's like a tie between AR and then the semi-auto handguns. Like, I have to do a trigger in pretty much every gun I get.
Yeah. So let's go handgun first. Do you like a specific brand of triggers, or just what you can find, or is it gun specific which trigger you like to use?
I mean, my favorite triggers are Apex all day long. Okay. If Apex offers a trigger for that gun, that's what I want to go with.
Right. Yeah. I saw the chat. So when you're talking about accessorizing your handgun, are you talking now like running a dot on it, or changing grips, or yes?
Yeah, I mean, the dot's always going to be the very first thing I do, and then I'll go to the trigger, and then I'll start changing springs and things like that. Firing pins.
Do you have, like in a handgun, do you have, like, let's say like a front sight? Do you have a specific type of front sight, whether it's fiber optic or night sights or white? I mean, like, do you have a specific type of front sight you like?
My front sight, I prefer fiber optic and a suppressor height sight, so I can at least have the backup through the dot. I don't mind a black sight, but I can't stand an all blacked out sight on the rear.
Oh, really? You don't like all blacked out?
No, not
on
the
man,
rear.
that's the only thing.
We're directly opposite.
Yeah, I absolutely love an all blacked out back, and I love a fiber optic front. But yeah, I cannot stand anything in the back. It drives me nuts. Like even if I comes with a white one, I can't find some aftermarket. I'll get black Sharpie and like Sharpie those white dots or whatever, and I can't stand them. Yeah. Go ahead, Chase. Excuse me. You were gonna say something? Guess not. All right, Snob. Which one of some of your favorite accessories that you add to firearms?
I mean, I guess I'd go with an AR because it's very easy to accessorize, and I usually put an optic, usually like a hand stop or angled fork grip, something simple on none of it, kind of sling.
Yeah. Now here's a solid question. The Finstad says, so if you build your ARs like I do, is it really accessorizing? Yeah, I mean, to me, what I think is anything that's above like the base of the firearm. You know, if you're adding, including optic, that's still accessorizing. 'Cause I think that there's not just one kind of optic or whatever. You have a lot of everyone has a specific way that they want to have everything look and all of that. So yeah, I mean, I still think anything that you add to a base model. Oh, the ginger bastard decided to show up. Nice. Yeah, I still think consider that if you're building, you're still accessorizing. Now, I'm gonna go back to Kyle real quick, and he brought up the broomstick, the vertical foregrip. So let me ask you a question. When you run a vertical foregrip, do you hold the broomstick this way, or do you have your hands resting on the front of it?
Yeah, no, it has to be vertical, and I have to hold it.
Like you're holding it that way. Wow.
I feel like Kyle also has a button on his vertical foregrip that drops out a tripod that he got off Wish.com.
No, never mind. Those Wish.com things are pretty good. Just kidding. So you're literally going like vertical fist. Oh wow, that's not uncomfortable for you?
No, it's very comfortable for me. I've tried the angled grips, and they don't really work very well.
See, I run an angled. If I'm shooting something that's got a vertical grip, I'll run like my hand like it's on a vertical grip and just kind of rest that on the broomstick. But like, this is not comfortable for me. I don't, man. I don't know why. It's just weird. I don't know. Hey, to each his own. Chase.
Yo.
Accessorizing, do you have the handguns, ARs? What do you find yourself trying to customize or accessorize the most?
To be honest, I'm a tinkerer and I can't leave shit alone, so I'm 100% messing with everything I get.
Okay. Now, are you a trigger guy, a trigger snob, where you change out triggers all the time?
100% trigger snob.
All right, like so what's your go-to trigger?
So if I get a brand new AR, for example, since we're on the AR kick right now, the first thing that goes personally is trigger.
Okay.
Out the door it goes. Geisley Super 3 gun goes in it, and I never look back.
Is that a straight or curved for you?
Super dynamic, so straight.
Straight, okay.
That trigger is freaking amazing, too.
It is.
I've got one.
And I mean, and I'm kind of like Cal, but I tend to run either a stubby vert, but I'm using it as a hand stop. I'm not using it as
I'm okay with a stubby.
Or something more like a hand stop itself, not quite an angled foregrip.
Yeah. No, if I'm going to run anything, it's going to be underneath. It's going to be an angled. Like here, I've got an angle. I don't ever really use it. I love the Riker grip. Honest to God, most of the time, I'm one of the ones that this is just how I always ran it. And when you do a lot of CQB, you want to stay compact in your work area. I always kind of just run my hand on the outside of the mag well. I know that a lot of people don't like that. That's how I run it. People say, "Oh, you can't be accurate." I'm accurate enough. Like, don't fucking test me. I'm accurate enough with my hand on the mag well.
You're not a super exaggerated C clamp shooter.
I never understood that. Like, I get it maybe for like competition shooting because you've got to be like stable. Like when it comes to ARs, like it's a battle weapon. Like I'm yeah. The over-exaggerated, like hyper-extended elbow C-clamp, it's just weird to me. It just looks weird to me.
And your next video, you've got to pose like Costa in Japan in front of all those
100%.
people.
Absolutely. No, that's going to happen. I'll make fun of it. No problem. The great thing about it is with my short arms, like I can have an AR pistol and still go like fully extended on the AR pistol and it'll still be fine. So not a problem at all. Not a problem. Rod, let's bring you in. Overall, like what kind of gun do you find yourself customizing or accessorizing the most?
I'm sorry, but none.
Yeah.
I put an optic on an AR and a sling, and that's it.
Yeah.
Pistols, I'm probably the only guy in America now. I'm soon to quickly finding out that I've never put a light or a red dot on a pistol. So
I don't run a light. I've only got a couple guns with dots on them, and I'm still trying to get used to those. I do not like lights on them either.
I recently went to the first, I guess, organized training class I'd been into in like 15 years. And since I'm getting old as shit and my eyes suck, I see the value in the red dot now, so I'm shopping around for one now. But that I'm with you, Clover. I don't put hand stops or anything. I've always held the mag well at all, always. And I've always been told, like you, that's dumb, don't do it, and it works great for me.
I mean, it sounds weird. Like when we qualified in the Marine, I think Kyle will back me up. We had to. Well, Kyle's much younger, so he probably had an optic. He probably had the Trigicon at boot camp. Did you not? Okay, good. I feel a little bit better. You obviously had to hold it the proper Marine Corps way, but when you were going through CQB or whatever, absolutely, like everyone was on that mag well. You just keep everything real tight, and it was great.
Well, it's tight and compact, and
I get out, and everyone's like, "What the hell are you doing?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? Like, you can't be accurate." That I'm like, "Boo, honky!" Like,
it's super uncomfortable for me. I guess it's because my arms are long. Because
and that might be the big thing. Honestly, that might be a thing. Like, I have shorter arms, so that may be the reason why. Honestly,
but look at what you're doing, Ghost. Just how much accuracy are you going to lose when you're doing CQB with a rifle?
That's what I'm saying. Like, my longest shot's going to be 30 feet. Like, I don't. As long as I hit target, I'm not looking for freaking John Wick shots. I'm just trying to hit target, end threat, and move on. You
mean you're not going to pull out your shot timer real quick and hit it, and then fire, and then check grouping?
Man, I'm not saying I wouldn't do that because I'm kind of weird like that.
But no, I don't do anything. I'm about to put my first red dot on a handgun, and we'll see how that goes.
Like I said, I've got a couple now, and I'm getting used to them. We'll just put it that way. I'm getting used to them. We got John. Am I missing anyone else? Okay, no one's in the back. I don't even want to know what's probably going on in the back chat, so I'm gonna leave that going there. Clover, accessorizing your lever actions.
Right. What is that? What, like people who put a scope on a lever rifle? Come on.
Right.
You do it to me. Now, I can handle like a peep sight. I can handle that on a lever. I mean, handguns, and honestly, you can go revolver or semi-auto, like grips. Like, I'm always looking for something different. I mean, very rarely do I'm like, well, obviously the poly stuff, what are you going to do, right?
Yeah.
But, if you're able to swap out grips, I'm usually looking for, something with I like an aggressive texture. So
that's what I heard.
Yeah. The AR, rail covers is one thing, like have to for me, like, and depending on the handguard, like obviously,
especially if you're running like a quad rail or something, like the quad rail might have been the dumbest freaking thing ever. Like, I understand the whole concept of trying to give you as much real estate on a rail, but like, what in the hell were they thinking? Like,
it was in the early days, you know what I mean?
Man, alive, that quad rail would chew some hands up, boy.
Take that back, Ghost.
Yeah, you shut your dirty mouth. Quad rail for life.
Yeah.
You can have all that key mod crap and all that. Nobody cares.
Hey, don't you be bashing my key mod.
I love
You can hush up with that gay key mod shit. That's literally shelving brackets on a rifle. It's the dumbest thing ever.
Keymod, dude. I love Keymod. Maybe because I'm not very smart, but I
Quad
love
rails
me
for
some
life.
Keymod. You
Well,
are outside your mind.
I don't have girl hands, so that's not a problem.
No,
for me.
you don't.
I'm
You
with
don't.
Chase.
So you
Yeah.
don't know what it's like.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have a couple M-Lock rifles, but I still like quad rails better.
Well, you
Pat in
don't
the
have to
bunker.
worry about like where you can put stuff with a quad rail. That's the thing. I mean, it's
You can
front to
totally
rear,
maul ninja out
all
with a
four
quad rail.
side. And if you need to, you get your 45-degree offset to go on that, and I mean you can add even more rails if you want.
You
It's
could.
insane.
You could.
I never
You
saw a
could.
SOP mod rifle with a key mod bullshit on it. I'm just saying that.
What'd you say?
I said I never saw any special operations specific rifles a key mod on that shit.
You're not looking very hard, apparently.
That's Riz 2s were for life.
I think you go and ask a lot of the guys they're kicking indoors right now. I bet you Keymod's probably
they're not
their
running
favorite.
key mod. They're running M-Lock.
Oh, M-Lock, yeah, you're right. Keymod, yeah. You
Yeah.
going Keymod, yeah. Keymod does
I got
suck.
this.
M-Lock's some good shit.
Yeah, M-Lock's fine.
Yeah.
Keymod is the gayest.
Yeah,
invention
Keymod
on the
is that is the
planet.
gayest shit.
Quick.
That is
Some
the gayest
of us
shit.
have
I was
better good
thinking
rifles
M-Lock
No,
the whole time.
no.
I love me
I was
some
about to-
M-Lock.
I was about to come to Arkansas and start beating some.
No,
shit.
I was
Jesus
100%
Christ.
thinking M-Lock the whole time. Yeah, Keymod is gay.
Yes,
M-Lock's the shit. Like I love me some
Shut
M-Lock.
your dirty mouth.
Only Riri's from Oklahoma appreciate Keymod.
You understand, like M-Lock hasn't gotten to Oklahoma yet, though. Like
That's true.
I have M-Lock rifles. I just have more Keymod.
You brought them from Florida, didn't you?
Like, do you have problems finding shit for Keymod?
Yes, but I literally.
I wonder why.
You should put yourself through chemo and get rid of that.
You don't want to change them.
Yeah, the Lord.
I still have a quad rail rifle too. If you want to really know the truth,
I don't mind. I don't mind quad rails in certain situations. Just in general, like
Biggest thing is just get some ladders or something on them. That's the biggest thing. Like I said, cover them.
If you can cover them, I'm okay with it. But my God.
I still have one key mod handguard I have not swapped out yet.
I wouldn't admit that, Chris.
Yeah, I know.
We're gonna start a Sarah McLachlan.
I didn't know they still
Stop.
make key mod shit. Like
no, it's like super
it's
old.
old.
It's just, I haven't
okay.
swapped
I thought
it out yet.
okay. Yeah.
I've only got 2 that are M-Lock, and then the rest of all of my stuff is all.
And one of them's a newer one, isn't it?
Yeah, that new one that just come in. Yeah,
dude,
I've only got 2, and then my 458 SOCOM.
So have you grown into liking the M-Lock a little bit?
I have never attached the very first M-Lock accessory.
Oh, gotcha.
So to anything, that's what I was telling you about the whole 3D printer thing. Like I'm gonna 3D print some M-Lock stuff and play around with some different things. But yeah, the rest of my stuff have these either quad rails or I've got wood hand guards, or I've got the old school round or oval hand guards, depending on the right things like that, right? That don't have any rails. So
Clover's going to print me one of those defense dad.
Yeah, I probably could. Back when I was doing the vast majority of my building, which was mid 2000s, prior to probably I'd say 2010, definitely prior to everybody freaking out in 2013. And at that time, like basically quad rail is all you could get. I mean, there wasn't.
That was the height of the quad rail. Like that's for sure. Like that was quad rail central back then.
Like I'm looking at my SBR over there now. One of them, which is all Yankee Hill machine, right? And
snap! He's bringing out the Yankee Hill,
right?
You still have a Yankee Hill?
I do. It is.
Do you ever shoot it?
Oh yeah, that's my one of my favorite rifles, man.
That actually might be worth something, bro. Like for real.
That's an awesome rifle. Anyway, it's got the Yankee Hill machine diamond, so handguard. So the quad rails back in the day, what distinguished the difference was the pattern of the holes in between the rails. That was really the only difference you got, right? Like some of them had diamonds, some of them had flames, some of them had circles, but that was really that was as fancy as you could get back in the day. Was that one with the diamond cutouts, right? Like, ooh. Yeah. And then you look at some of the stuff nowadays, it's insane.
Hey, Clover, I'm gonna make you feel really old.
Yeah.
So I still have an original Voltor Cas V and an ARM sear system.
Oh.
from like 05.
That was right when the they start getting them producing again,
Yeah,
or
John's
publicly.
over
Yeah.
here, John's over here Googling this, trying to figure
Oh,
out
he's
what we're talking
Googling the
about.
shit out of it. He's like, I wasn't even born in 2005. What the hell are you guys talking
What are you
about?
talking about?
I've still got one of the old Surefire, I
Yankee
think it was
butt.
the M73, one of the carbine length like rails that you still use the actual like barrel or the extension to put it on.
Wow. Speaking of that ginger bastard, let's bring him in.
What's up?
You tell me.
Well, this spring forward for all you heathens that, celebrate this thing called daylight savings time.
If you can figure out a way to get rid of it, I'm on board. I'm
okay.
I could care freaking less.
Just tell me what time it is and let's keep it there all year. I don't care the rest of it,
Right.
Yeah. I've been on that train forever. Not this like, hey, let's keep it daylight till 10 o'clock here.
I'm good either way.
And just for 5 cents a day, you too can help Snob get rid of his key mod.
In the arms of the angels.
It's not the cost of the handrails; it's the effort that goes into Cerakoting them, and I do not want to do that. It takes too much of my time.
You too can donate to the Help Snob get the chemo treatment he really needs.
And it is annoying because now you can't just go to Academy and buy a key mod adapter. You have to go online and order it to do anything.
That's
Clover can print you something now.
If I get
but you can cram an M-Lock in there and make it work usually.
I mean, you can get custom stuff with shelving units. I'm just saying, there's probably plenty of shelving unit stuff you could put on your rifle.
Go to IKEA. I'm sure you can find all kinds of stuff to put on there.
Hobby Lobby. I mean, all sorts of good stuff. Yeah.
I could just take some of my accessories off my gun pegboard and put on my rifle.
Clover's going to start making some pegboard hooks as well.
I got a rifle rack on my rifle.
Yep. Mandatory carry says adopt universal time and daylight saving times becomes redundant. Hey, I'm all for not changing times. Like I'm all for it. I don't care which way we go, like spring forward or fall back. I don't care. Just pick one and let's roll. Like let's just roll.
We don't do it here in Arizona, so it really screws me up.
Because you're fascist there.
Y'all are all scared of the sun for some reason in Sun Valley. I don't know what's up with that.
You're not wrong. I can't defend that.
No, it's pretty hard.
So what's the topic?
Ginger, of course, he's scared of the sun. He has to wear like SPF 953 to go outside in the summer.
Yeah,
the fact that he's a ginger in Arizona is hilarious to me.
Just
start calling him Tomato.
Just talk to Kurt about how much he had to like color grade our footage, and he will just tell you everything that needs to happen.
I really thought he was going to go. Just talk to Kurt about how much sunblock he has to rub on my back.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go a totally different road there for sure. I agree. Clover, you're getting requests out there now. Defense Dad says you can print a Gatling gun set up to mount like a dozen Altors to. That would be a good time.
Yeah, sure.
So you get Snob. We need to figure out what kind of mount it would take to get the Altor, because you can't like attach the trigger guard to it because there's not one. Like, how would you mount that? You have to get interested.
Hose clamp would be a pretty start.
Super glue the glue gun to the AR. You know.
Hey Clover, hear me out.
Uh-oh.
Because they're cheap, and a Gatling gun would be cool. Get like 8 Savage 64 22s.
Right.
And print you up a mount and a crank system and turn that into a 22 Gatling gun.
He doesn't even have to go get those. He has 8 of those in his gun room.
He probably does. True. I'm just saying, how cool would that be?
Well, you could definitely do it with Marlin Model 60s, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The Marlin Gatling. Yeah.
That would be a pain to load all those.
Tube fed nightmare.
Right. But the Gatling was kind of sort of tube fed.
Well, what if you did like a Gatling with a bunch of 1022s with like the 25 round magazines in there. You just crank it, so you've got like 8, 10 22s with 25 rounds apiece. That could be interesting.
Yeah, because for the price of 8 of those 25 round mags, he could just buy 8 Savage 64s.
Right. And then 3D print me some mags through the.
That's what I'm saying. 3D print the mags.
There you go. Yeah.
Like, you're not having to buy anything.
Get you some good old Hot Lips mags for those 1022s.
Right. Oh yeah.
They look great the first time you ever shot them.
Some Butler Creek, man. Come on.
You had to make sure you got the steel lips, man. You couldn't have them hot lips.
Well, surely they've got the 1022 drum, don't they?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they probably do. I'm sure it probably doesn't work.
Well, that's not my problem. It's not my gun. That'd be Clover's problem. All right, we'll start here with Ginger. We're going to start this kind of going through in here. Let's talk ARs. Let's just talk ARs for a second, okay? ARs, no optics, okay? Like, take optics aside because everyone's going to put an optic on first. What kind do you run a grip at all? If so, what's your favorite kind of grip?
If I run a grip, it's going to be a hand stop. It's going to be a hand stop at the end because normally I shoot short barreled ARs, if that's what the term is now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's normally either a hand stop or some sort of accessory for the light that I can grip around and just turn that light on and off.
So you want like a pressure pad or something?
Yeah, kind of like a pressure pad or.
So the great thing about most pressure pads, whether it's Surefire, Streamlight, most of them, this is a little hacking. I'm not probably telling you guys to hear anything you don't know, but there's a really cool way to mount a pressure pad on your AR. And this is where a quad rail possibly could come into play. I don't know. But if you take a piece of Picatinny rail and flip it upside down and attach that to your rail, the pressure pad, the long, thin pressure pads most of them fit perfectly inside a piece of Picatinny that you flip upside down, slide it in, attach it to your rail, it sticks, and you've got a little pressure pad holder. Just saying.
Or just use one of the 10,000 products Strike Industry comes out with every.
You can, but I'm saying that everyone's probably got a piece of rail somewhere lying around that you don't have to do anything with. You just flip that upside down and you rock it.
Or just use this Surefire pressure switch that mounts on your quad rail.
Some people don't run Surefire. Some people run Streamlights. Some people run Fiachi lights like Snob. I mean,
Shut it. That's Streamlight.
He's like, I got the Nebo special, man. Hush.
No, he got the Amazon non-branded. Like, it's not even the Fiachi. It's like the one they don't even put a name on.
And I absolutely have that, and I got that offline, so don't worry about that.
He bought the Harbor Freight one with a magnet. Just called it good.
The magnet.
Snob probably uses the light that doubles as a grenade. I mean, we all know what that is.
Yeah, I've got a couple of those around here.
It's just mean.
But they work great in winter. They keep your hands warm.
How do you know when to throw it though? Do you have like a hand test? Like, okay, it's a little too warm.
You smell it. It actually starts smelling like it's about to explode, and you chunk it right about that point.
Okay. Let's move it along. Bring Rod in here. Rod, hand guards. Do you change hand guards out typically, or do you kind of go with what it comes on?
I just run with whatever I bought it with.
I'll ask you guys, and just throw this out to the whole chat, but I mean, I'll ask you, Rod, first, but are like hand guards in general, guys, are hand guards or the design of the hand guards, is that a factor that you look into when you're buying an upper or you're buying an AR, is the design of a hand guard, or no?
No, not at all.
To me, it is. I'm not saying that I'm going to sit there and choose something because of a handguard design, but if I've got two rifles that are the same price or about the same price, and one has a really cool looking handguard or something that's not going to burn my hand off, and I like skeletonized handguards personally. When it comes down to most of them, I do like skeletonized handguards, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think about handguards? Is that a factor when you're purchasing an upper or purchasing a rifle, or even if you're building a rifle and you're choosing which handguards, are you looking for a specific type? And that's out to everybody. Go ahead and just chime in on handguards.
I mean, not really. If it's on the gun, it's probably the one I want. But I will say that I've looked at like the Aeronox system cut on the top for the cloud, because it's right there where you see clamp, and it's just easy to flip that light on and off.
Yeah. Anybody else like handguard snobs like I am?
I mean, to be fair,
to be fair,
I was at the gun show one time in Tulsa, and I got a really smoking good deal on an upper because it had this goofiest crap. It was a pistol upper, but it had like a 4-inch just solid tube metal handguard. I mean, it was terrible. It was a 10.5-inch upper, but the tube's like 4 inches. Anyways,
what's wrong with 4 inches?
Like,
different conversation. My bad.
Yeah. John measured it for me, but anyways. Anyways, I got it for like $150 cheaper than one of them with an all right handguard, and put a $75 handguard on it and save some money.
Yeah. You mean you didn't want an uber shorty varminter handguard?
No, it was stupid.
It's always come down to look for me, right? Like,
so I like looks and the appearance of a handguard is something that I actually take a look at. So what is your favorite kind of handguard look style, I should say?
Man, that's a good question. Probably I really like the triangle look, the retro triangle handguards. I really do.
Are you talking like the old A1s type thing? Oh,
yes.
Snap. Okay, interesting.
Yeah. Are you talking about
attach your light onto that?
You said handguards. You did not say rail.
No. You're right. No, I wasn't saying rail. It was a handguard. Just I didn't. Yeah. Very few times do the A1 handguards come up in a discussion. I don't say they're bad. Just you don't hear people talking about them very much.
Rifle lengths. Yeah, I've got a rifle length on my 6.8 SPC. I've actually got rifle length triangle handguards that I was able to custom adapt to fit a 16-inch barrel, a carbine gas system, 16-inch barrel. And it's really kind of neat because you've only got about 3 inches of barrel or something. You know what I mean? on the outside, so it looks like a short barrel. It almost looks like a short barrel rifle, right? Because the handguards take up so much space. Yeah. But it's not. It's a 16-inch barrel, so it gives it a really cool look. But yeah, it took some figuring out to figure out how can I make that work. But yeah, I like them that much. I mean, they feel good. When you having that triangle, and I mean, I'm guessing there's a reason they were designed, right? But
I would have to believe there was. Yeah,
but
I
with
don't know what
that
it was.
triangle design, if you're talking about a traditional, call it a C-clamp grip or just gripping in front, right? I mean, it kind of fits your hand, the way your hand, if you know what I mean? If you reach out and you're grabbing that handguard, that triangle is, now, I do like the looks of the modern stuff. I'm not going to lie. So, like for my 458 SOCOM, I didn't have a whole lot of choices on the rails for that, unfortunately, because the gas block is so darn big. And I can't even remember now what brand that
so
is.
You probably had to go like a floating handguard at that point, though, didn't
I definitely did on that. I definitely did on that, and I had to go.
Do you like in general float? Do you like floating handguards in general?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But a lot easier to mess with. But that particular one, that was the most expensive to this day I've ever spent on a handguard too. That handguard was like $180, but I had to have the right ID. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it would clear, and there was just nothing else out there that was that big, unfortunately.
Now, do you guys, and this is for the whole chat, like, as far as handguard length, do you all like carbine length? I mean, do you have a specific length that you like, or does it really matter?
Well, I mean, I don't like the look of a 13.5 handguard on a 16.5-inch barrel. I'd rather have the 15.5. I don't know why we still do that 13.5 on a 16.
See, I like the barrel sticking out a little bit more. I don't know why.
Totally depends on the overall. Totally depends on the overall look of the rifle.
That's
like,
true.
What are you going for? You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my 20-inch coyote rifle has a 15.5 handguard.
Yeah.
But
So that's going
so
to
does
look
my
the
16
same as
rifles.
it's going to look the same as a 13.5 on a 16-inch. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to look kind of similar. Do you like the look of that barrel that far? Do you like having
No.
like a lot of people like the floating handguards that basically even cover up almost the break sometimes? You know, I don't like that.
I have on my 300 Blackout pistol. I have a linear comp in there. It's a 10.5-inch barrel and it's got a 12-inch handguard, so it runs to the end of the linear comp.
Absolutely.
Plug.
Yeah. And do you like that look in general, or is that just that
It's
particular
just different.
rifle?
Something different for that rifle.
I'm with you, Snob. That look is just clean. Just having that linear comp all the way to the end of the handguard, but like on a 16-inch barrel, like the 13.5 on a 16 just does not look good to me. There's just too much barrel sticking out. I'd rather have a 15.5, have the extra length, and have the extra rail sections.
Yeah. And the great thing is there's different stuff for everybody, what they like looking at, for sure.
The three of us that like the longer handguards also have longer arms, unlike some people, so that helps too.
That's fair.
I don't know why he's flexed on his arm length all night. Like he's like insecure about his arm length, so he's got to flex on them.
I mean,
he's bringing up he's bringing up arm length. He's bringing up hand size. I mean, not all of us are built like freaking bears, bro. Like some of us are built like Winnie the Pooh.
Well, some of us have to be small to do the dirty jobs too. It's fine.
This is true. I don't mind getting dirty. Anyways, it's a whole other story. I think we offended Rye. He just said, I'm out of here. I'm going to keep my camera on, but I'm out of here. Chris, I know that for competition, you run the PCC in competition. Real quick, if you don't mind, can you kind of explain how you have your PCC set up for competition?
So when I started shooting USPSA, my grip and everything changed on my rifle, because I was kind of like what you did at first. Like I would use the magwell and so
you've converted to the extended arm hyperextended C clamp, huh?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh my God.
I like to have the handguard stop right behind my comp.
Mm-hmm.
And then I always have a hand stop or an angled foregrip there. And for me, it's just kind of, you got to break your grip a lot during a match. So it's just kind of like a memory thing for me to go right back to that same spot every time. So
repeatability is important in competition.
It is. And that's why I wanted to have him kind of explain his setup on his competition, because a competition setup is going to be much different than a home defense probably setup, much different. You're not going to be running lights or anything like that on your.
I do agree with John though. Like I like the handguard.
Don't agree with John. Nobody needs to agree with John on anything.
I like the look of the longer handguard like that, but for me, like especially on my competition rifles, they all need to be the same length, and they all need to be right where they all, same grip, same length handguard. I need it all set up.
So do you have do you like skeletonized, or what kind of handguard? I mean, do you have a specific handguard that you run on most of your stuff, or is your competition set up different than others?
Well, all my competition guns are M-lock with a skeletonized handguard. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I that's what I prefer, and I like them fairly slim too. But yeah, that's
There's a joke in there somewhere. I'll just let it go.
Yeah. But
I like slim.
I just got a certain grip that I have, and I try to keep my AR for my rifle matches, and then my PCC for USPSA. I want them the exact same.
Yeah. Now, Kyle, when it comes to handguards, do you have a preference on length or what kind of handguards you're running?
I wouldn't necessarily say a preference. I guess it just depends on what I'm using the rifle for. I think that's the general consensus anyway. Yeah, no, not really. Just quad rail, get my foregrip, and I'm good. Everything else.
This fool is running a quad rail with a broomstick. I'm just saying, like, man, the early 2000s are calling you, aren't they? They really are. Like you're all in on the 2006 setup for sure.
Well, Kyle was like 12 when that was a thing, so
Yeah, he probably was. He and John were probably
Him
in
and
like
John are
middle
about the
school
same
or
age,
something.
so.
Rod AR style. When you talk ARs, what are some of the stuff like for hand guards and all that? Do you have specifics that you look for, or just whatever you can get?
I'm not real picky. I don't. This is, I guess, a different one for me. I don't get big into accessorizing stuff. Just the only thing I don't like is a quad rail. So other than that, I live with anything.
I
So,
get it. Would you rather have quad rail or key mod?
to be honest, I'd take the key mod over the quad rail.
Wow. Now Pat says he runs a quad rail with a broomstick and he likes it. That says a lot about you. Just kidding.
But we got to go back to having the girly hands, and I have bad girly hands, I guess.
Oh,
It's because you work with lube all day. It keeps them nice and soft.
Wow, that was
He's
almost,
not wrong though.
that was almost teed up for him, you know. Now, Defense Dad brings up something that I was going to get ready to go into. He says all this customization like Cerakote jobs, but what I personally don't care for is plain black rifles with just color kits added. Do you guys? This is up for everybody. All black, or do you like Cerakote, or I mean, like I like rattle can. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably one of the few rattle cans guys that are still out there. But do you guys like different colored, or is it all black? You know, the old black rifle still look good to you, or what?
Krylon's a thing for a reason.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm not a pour. I'll go with Cerakote.
It all depends on the rifle and the purpose, or what what your ultimate goal is. I mean, I've got them all from they're black with no color at all other than black, to the accessories and things are a different color, to they're Cerakoted and everywhere in between. So just depends.
Yeah.
I'm digging the all black multicam right now.
Black multicam is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, multicam black's pretty slick.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Hell yeah, that would be nice.
I'm sure Clover's got an FAL and like roadie camo hiding in the closet somewhere.
Oh, you know it. I want to know. Well, never mind.
Is that Pepto Bismol there, Snob?
What is that?
That's what I thought.
Prison pink.
So he Cerakotes with Pepto Bismol. Does that stuff work?
Did you say prison pocket? What?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Snob actually does Cerakote. I actually need to bring some stuff to Cerakote for me. So for like Snob, you do. Anybody else besides Snob actually do Cerakoting themselves? I don't either. So I'm gonna bring Snob in since he's the only one. Like, I've always been interested. How long? Let's just say for an AR, like, what's the process and how long is the process for Cerakoting, like a lower, upper hand guards and all that? Is that a long drawn out?
Truthfully, like a few hours of actual work time. You've got your gear time and stuff, but
yeah,
in the oven time.
So like, so do you have a dedicated oven, or I mean, can someone use can someone use a kitchen oven or no?
I mean, I guess you could, but it'd be a little small. Mine's big enough to put a small car in because it's like a.
So you can hang everything up on hangers or whatever. Yeah. Like what kind of temperatures are you having to run to get that done?
Like 250 or so, 200. Depends on what depends on what it is. Certain different things require different temperatures.
Well, let's assume it's not a high point.
I have
high points are 160 or something like that.
I baked it at 250.
Yeah.
I mean, when I'm getting the grease out of metal, I'll bake it at 350 or something just to speed it along.
Yeah. Get it a little quicker. Yeah. I hear you. One of the let's kind of go through here. I wanted to touch on a couple of these real quick. Well, I'll come back to that one. Favorite Cerakote, like if you could, let's go through Kyle. If you could Cerakote and customize a rifle right now today, what kind of design or color scheme would you go with?
I don't know. I've seen a lot of Miami Vice at SHOT Show.
Yeah, you did.
And I really kind of want to get the Miami Vice scheme right now.
So you're talking like the turquoises and the hot pinks and all that?
Yeah, all the pretty colors, man.
Yeah. The Boogaloo colors. There are some pretty sweet ones out there.
Dang it, I should have worn my Miami Vice shirt instead of this one tonight. Oh.
I mean, that kind of goes. I mean, that's the design. I mean, you
Well,
could go
I've got
with
the
that.
Retro Rifle Vice City one, and I should have worn it.
Oh, you do have it? Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Of course you do. You picked that one up at SHOT Show?
This one came from SHOT Show. The other one I ordered and paid way too much for.
There you go. Chris, Cerakote and AR. Any design, any color scheme, whatever. What would you go with?
I don't know. The last one I had Cerakoted from Victor's Legacy. They did a really awesome job on that one. I tend to mix up some black and red on most of my guns, but I don't know. You know, that new the new Beretta shotgun that just came out. I love that Tiger Stripe camo job.
I've never been a Tiger Stripe guy, but yeah, some of it looks really good. Like if you do it the right way,
like the black multicam colors, but that's pretty sweet looking gun.
Yeah. Aside from your high point snob, what color scheme or pattern would you like to go with?
I'll just share my screen. That's my favorite work I've ever done.
All right, let's share your screen then.
This is obnoxious, but I'm pretty proud of that job.
Have you shared it yet?
Yeah, it's down there.
Oh, hold on. Full screen. There we go.
What is that? My Little Pony?
I don't know what it is.
Awareness.
It's obnoxious as fruit stripe gun.
It looks like somebody chewed up a bunch of jelly beans and spit it out.
That's pretty much how I circulated it.
That looks eerily familiar to the high point.
Yeah, it does. I painted the high point the second day after this instead of doing them at the same time.
Gotcha.
That was the dumbest thing I've ever done because that took hours to do. You have to bake it between each color.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. That's pretty cool, though. Chase, Cerakote, style, theme, color scheme, what would you go with?
I mean, I'm a sucker for good old God's Plat. I'm an M81 Woodland kind of guy.
Okay. Like, you don't hear people talking about Woodland and liking it. That's awesome.
Dude, I love Woodland. Like, that's my jam.
I do too. I love Woodland too.
Yeah. I also knew what Shining Boots was.
We didn't have the Digi in Marpat when I was in. We were running chocolate chip and Woodland. So I'm a Woodland fan. Rod, what about you? Cerakote style, theme, color scheme. What would be your favorite?
I love having Cerakote. I got several guns that Cerakoted, and I'm just about up for anything to play with it. Like even what Snob did, it's kind of neat to do something different. So,
right.
Plus, it was easy. All my Cerakotes usually done for free, so it's kind of fun to play around with.
Sure. Clove, what about you? Like, you're gonna go with some mossy oak shit, aren't you?
No, I mean, I really like the Cryptek stuff.
Yeah, Cryptek's not bad.
It's kind of got that snake skin, dragon skin, style look. And especially I guess it would be the snow or the winter, right? The white and the blacks and the grays. I mean, that's pretty good looking stuff.
The Yeti, the Cryptek Yeti.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
John, what about you?
The black multicam's been kind of cool. I do want to do a Lego gun at some point because that's kind of dope looking, the Lego colors. The other thing is, like, I've been messing around with Stealth Arms website because they probably have the best custom Cerakoting website to like check out colors on their stuff.
It actually like shows you what it'll look like.
Click the link in the chat and you'll see it. I just chatted it over, but it shows everything and their gun's called the Platypus, and I really like the one that they've done. They call it Perry, so it looks like Perry the Platypus. For those who know what that is, it is hilarious looking.
I know what that is.
Yeah, but their website, like I've not seen a website with a customizer as in depth as theirs, and the color selection. It gives you the color number too, so I can just like screw around with it and then go buy the color number if I want to.
Yeah. Now Pat says the Nintendo Zapper, and I believe Kyle, you guys have
that's so
a
cool.
Nintendo gun, a handgun.
Yeah, they had one.
The Kiger Nintendo is pretty sweet. Not gonna lie.
Yes, we did.
For me, it is. For me, I would probably I like the white camo, like white camo, white, gray, and black. I think is a sweet looking camo pattern.
Just in case you have to go to war with Russia.
Just in case. Like, here's the thing, because like, okay, so this is a good question for the panel. You guys can throw this out there, but I'm going to answer it first. But like when I'm doing like my rattle can stuff, like I'm not worried about the Red Dawn scenario where I'm not trying to rattle can my rifle to like, camouflage in with the foliage. Like I like rattle cans. I'm just like a rattle can look, but a camo look, like I don't care if I have a white camo. I'm like, oh my gosh, well they might be able to see that in the trees. They can see it, then that means they're close enough for me to see them too, and they're probably not living. But I like a white camo. I do like the black. Absolutely, I think that's a sweet pattern. But I think I would like to really. I haven't done one yet, but I really would like to do like a white, gray, and black camo thing. I think that'd be pretty cool. Pretty cool. I was going to say something that was up for the. I was going to say, do you guys when you talk about camo, like, are y'all worried about it? I mean, do y'all have a reason why a camo, like, oh, for hunting, or I wanted to blend in with the foliage for hunting and all that, or are you just picking a camo because you like a camo?
Just the way
That's why I usually just keep my rifle black.
Yeah,
it kind of goes with everything. And but I mean, if I was in a specific terrain and like was going on like a mission,
well, that's where the whole rattle can came from. Honestly, is having to be able to change depending on what you were doing and all of that. That was an easy way to. And a lot of things people don't realize is that Rust-Oleum paint, man, it actually does help protect the rifle as well. So, but yeah, that's where the whole rattle can came from.
Yeah, just paint them up, mission specific. Nobody cares. Yep. Just paint them over.
Yep. And easy peasy.
The
great thing. Oh, go ahead.
I've lost far more rifles leaned up against trees, and I'm not lose permanently, but I've lost far more rifles leaned up against a tree that were blued with wood furniture than were painted or camoed out or whatever. Like those are. I don't know what it is, or I haven't. I should have said I've lost.
But you've also lost a gun in 6 inches of snow too.
Well,
so
this is
true. That said,
but there's something about it. Maybe it's just around here, like foliage and out in the woods is different everywhere. Yeah. But if I take any type of a camo or if it's got any kind of color to it, OD or FDE or whatever, like it sticks out like a sore thumb around here. For whatever reason.
I'd tell you what I'd like to do is I'd really like to do with the old sniper rifle. I'd like to do a really cool design. I don't know what I would want to do with it though. Like a part of me says that'd be a kind of a cool one with a white camo, but I would like to really do something with that rifle. I think that'd be kind of cool to do something with because it's such a long rifle. You can have really cool lines on it. I mean, like longer rifles I think are better to do some of that stuff with because it just got more real estate to do some cool stuff with. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I think a white camo might be pretty cool on that. Just saying. Come with my Bob Lee Swagger rifle, in the final scene of the movie where he was in the all white. Oh man, that'd be sweet to do with that. I don't know. Hour and a half. Fantastic. I've got stuff I've got to actually do with the house, so we're gonna not go 2.5, 4 hours with this thing. So I'm going to start real quick and bring Kyle back in. Bro, I know you guys are First of all, see you in about a month at NRAM. I'm assuming y'all are going to be there, but I know you guys have a lot of cool stuff that's come out or getting ready to come out. I want to let you kind of get a few minutes and talk about Anderson and what's going on with you guys, because you guys are doing some cool stuff this year.
Yeah, hope to see all you guys at NRAM. That'd be, we're gonna have our Kiger series out, our suppressor series, the Kiger 9C Pro will be out with us. We'll have some of our RF85 rifles. Come check us out. I don't have the booth number with me, but if you just check us out on social at Anderson Manufacturing, we'll be posting that here shortly. One more cool thing we got going on right now is if you go to AndersonManufacturing.com, you'll see a homepage slider come across the top. We're doing a Kiger 9C Pro giveaway with Alien Gear.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, they threw in a plate carrier, 3 different types of holsters, specifically for the Pro, and then you can win the Pro, and then like 100 rounds of 9mm. I think they threw in a sling and a gun belt too. So go check that giveaway out. At least enter in, get a chance to win that.
When will that be announced? Like the winner, is it going to be during NRAM, or is this like an NRAM thing, or no?
It's going no. The winner will be announced April 7th.
Oh, okay, so before NRAM. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's more of a St. Patty's Day.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Awesome. That's awesome. So go to AndersonManufacturing.com, and you said it's on the front page.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
And then one more thing.
Absolutely.
And we'll also have it at MRAM. You've seen it at SHOT Show, Ghost.
Yes, I did.
We're going to start, not the bolt action, but the bolt action will be there. I forgot to mention that in the Survive. But we're going to start our Cerakote of the month, April 1st. So,
cool.
These will be limited one-offs. You can only get them throughout the month, and then we're done with the design. But speaking of Cerakote, that's what we're going to start doing.
So are y'all going to do like a design every month?
Yep, new design every month. We partnered up with Grit
Will
City.
the Nintendo be part of that design?
Unfortunately, not. We
you might get sued for that, huh?
Yeah, we don't have Nintendo fighting money right now.
Yeah, I understand. Very few do. Do you have any? Can you give any hints as to what might be coming down the road, just so people get excited about them?
Let's see. Nah, if I give you a hint, I'll give it away.
Okay, all right. So April 1st, they can start looking for that, huh?
Yes, sir. April 1.
All right. April 1. Go check them out, and that'd be kind of cool. I'm looking to see, because you guys had some awesome Cerakote jobs at SHOT Show, so I know you guys are doing some cool designs with your guns, so that'd be kind of cool to see as well. I will see you in a few weeks, my man. Hang around. We're not going anywhere, but appreciate you coming in. Chris, I want to bring you in here. Talk about any projects that you got going on. You got your live stream tomorrow night, I'm assuming.
Yep, we got the chat tomorrow night, 9 Eastern. I'm just getting excited for NRAM. I'm ready to get out there.
I hear you.
Yeah, I got some pretty cool videos coming up. I just did a trigger job on one of my older guns in my collection, and just got done filming that video over the weekend. And yeah, I got a lot of cool stuff coming up. And
awesome.
Yeah, can't wait to see all you guys out in NRAM.
Yeah, can't wait. We were actually about exactly a month away from today, the 14th. So that'll be kind of cool. Snob, are you planning on doing anything anytime soon?
I got a lot of stuff I need to do, but I've been busy doing Amazon review videos the last couple of days. So yeah, I'll get right back on that.
I hear you. Now, G23 is going negative, Kyle. He's saying this is an April Fool's joke you're talking about the Cerakote. Is this true? Are you playing a joke on me? Because I'm very easily gullible.
No, it's no joke. No joke.
I feel you. Chase, I'm going to give you some time. EAA, what you guys got going on? I know some awesome stuff coming. And you've had some stuff come out in the last couple of months that are awesome, but I'll give you a few minutes to talk about EAA and what your products are.
Yeah, I mean, like we've been doing a lot of stuff the last several months. Obviously the MCP 35 family's doing real well, and the PIs just came out, so now everybody can get their hands on a detective model high power for a reasonable price. None of this $2,000 plus gun broker stuff. Obviously, the Witness 2311's dropped its shot, and that's been super huge. And stay tuned for NRAM because I got a hot tip. I got a real hot tip for you.
Yeah, I bet you. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Looking forward
Just
to
wait. Wait till that Friday. You see all the new hotness.
I can't wait for the new EAA muzzle-loading pistols.
Don't tip your hand.
Don't give it away. Stop.
Come on.
I didn't say cap and ball revolver. I just said muzzle-loading pistol. I didn't really give it away.
Killing me.
Anyways,
it's actually a magazine-fed muzzleloader. Come on.
Oh snap!
Wow.
Like a harmonica gun?
See, somebody got that.
Anyways, all right. Rod, bring you in here. Now we've got Protego Maximus named, actually Bob named. Bob. I know you guys have been working a little bit with Avidity and Pincus with the PD10. That's pretty awesome. Anything else you guys have coming on? I know you're always got your wheels turning. You always got different things running in your mind, trying to figure out anything that we need to be looking down the road for from Aegis.
No, nothing really, nothing big. We're just right now. So I got behind a new calendar on the wall so I can keep up with stuff. We're just trying to get out to as many shows and range days and range events that we can get to this summer. We've got May just about all filled up every weekend. June's filled up every weekend.
Nice.
So just trying to hit out these ranges and get out there. And so getting ready to jump down in Utah for the first time at some events and go behind enemy lines. So see how that goes.
Yeah, Utah's awesome.
Oh, Utah, the Salt Lake area down there and stuff, the gun community down there is huge. It's really good.
Yeah.
But we have
Utah
really
and Wyoming Utah and Wyoming have positioned themselves hugely in the long range game. Some of the biggest events in the country are in Utah and Wyoming, and Utah's positioned themselves in the last probably 5-10 years into a great shooting state. Yeah,
and I was just looking at stuff. I was going to try to get down to this month, next month for the shoot. What's the one down in Arizona? The machine gun shoot. I was just now looking at
Big Sandy.
Big Sandy is
yes.
amazing. I've never been there, but like G's been there a bunch. And during the night shoot when they had all the full auto with the tracers. He would go live every now and then and show that, and it just looks like it's amazing. That's a bucket list thing for me. I'd love to get to Big Sandy for sure.
Well, maybe you should go with us. They do it 2 times a year. They'll do it in October again, and if they hold true to that and do it again in October, I think we're going to be at that one.
Okay, on.
We'll definitely get to that. So that's just what we're trying to do now: is get to these shows and get out there and just get the word out, let people try our stuff and realize what they've been missing and realize that we're just good, so.
Absolutely. G23 wants to know, so when's the next gun show that you're going to have a booth at? Probably when and where, because he's not too far from you if you're going to Pacific Northwest.
For him, let me look, it's June. See, this is why I put this up there, because I can't remember shit. June 10th down here outside of Boise, G23, the Boise Black Rifle Company, their gun stores, they're having their big range day, the 1-day events, getting to be a pretty good deal. So we'll be at that one. So it might be something he'd have fun to come down to. And then I think we've signed up to go to Shootah down in Utah. That's when we're going to, down in Springville. That's starting to be a pretty good event. So just doing stuff like that. And like you said, trying to do stuff like we did with Pincus, talking to some other people right now about that same kind of deal.
Nice.
To work with some gun companies. And another cool thing, we've just recently, in the last month or two, we've just had a lot of these training companies, consulting companies reaching out to us.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
And wanting to do business with us. And some kind of collaboration. So we're kind of looking into several of those right now, which is kind of cool. And we'll see how that goes. It could be a good place for us to get in with these training companies. Because like one of the guys that founded one out of Utah that called me, he says it's something every training class, every new student especially asks us, what gun cleaning stuff do you use?
There you go. That's
so
big.
We're trying to do some partnerships with that. So other than that, we're doing pretty good. And again, thanks a lot for letting me kind of hang out here tonight. And
oh yeah, for sure. You're always
listen
welcome.
to all the wisdom and especially the wisdom of the back chat.
The back chat's been hot tonight, boy. I tell you what.
The wisdom that's there is incredible. I've learned a lot.
The wisdom in our group chat is
wisdom
incredible.
is one word for it.
Yeah, wisdom is one word for it. Yes. I'm just glad that's not made public. So yeah. Now a real quick question. I know there's a lot of people that know about Aegis and all that are fans of your product, but if they're wanting their local gun shops or anything to get into their gun shops, can they contact you, or how do they go about getting maybe the product in some of their local gun shops?
Oh yeah, no, we would love to. One of two ways: get a hold of your gun shop, have them reach out to us, or send me a message through Instagram, through email or something, and let me know, and I'll reach out to your gun shop. And
that's aegisguncare@gmail.com, correct?
Yes, sir. Because we're already always looking at the little gun shops. So that's right now about all we do business with is the mom and pop shops, which are kind of cool to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's where we're at. Kind of not a lot different than we have been. We're still just gearing up to try to really put ourselves out there for this next year. Yeah.
Well, you got a lot of support. So if you ever need anything from any of us, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but I'm pretty sure that I know everybody will say we're here to help you in any way, because you got a great product and you're good people. More importantly, we're here to help Shelly out as much as possible.
Oh, and then she just got home too, so
we'll tell her
Rod.
hello.
We'll help Shelly in all the ways of the world.
Right.
She's a nice person. Rod is not a nice person.
Wow.
Look, all these things that I talked about how sexy you were, and that's what I hear.
You thought I was going to die one night, and you didn't come out to save me.
This is
hell no, I wasn't. She looked pissed.
Yeah. John, I'm gonna bring you in. I know you got a couple things that you like to you like to plug a couple things here and there, but I'm gonna give you a hot
wow. Wow.
Sometimes guests that stay at the house. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how that runs.
Well, that was uncalled for there.
That
escalated quickly.
That escalated quickly. Kind of like the chat. Yeah.
Tried to plug that one. Didn't work out.
Oh, snap. Anyways, I'm going to give you a few minutes to talk about, I know that you've got a couple organizations that you're trying to work with and get people to help out. So go for it.
So the first organization I like to talk about is Southeastern Guide Dogs. Again, it's a nonprofit out of Tampa, Florida, that gives guide dogs and support dogs to veterans with PTSD and all their other things. Care for the life of the dog, food for the life of the dog, everything for the life of the dog, and then they kind of give them a new dog when things go on from there. So we've got an event coming up with them May 20th in Ohio, near the Columbus area. So if you guys would like to donate to that, we'd love to get some donations. We're going to have live auctions. Bobby Newman for JC Newman Cigars is going to be there, so it's going to be cool. So that's the first plug. And then the second one is always Bigling Impact, which is a nonprofit organization run by Major League Baseball players to help support. And those guys do a awesome shoot in November every year out in St. Louis. So if you're interested in either of those, just let me know.
Absolutely. So when you're talking about the MLB guys, when you say the MLB guys are putting together a shoot, is it a group of players or is it a team or what?
Yeah, it's a group of players. It's Kyle Gibson from the Philadelphia Phillies and Adam Wainwright, who was playing for St. Louis.
Yeah.
So they put that on, and
he's a Cy Young winner, I believe. Was he not?
Yeah. So those guys are really cool. They do. It's a team event. You get You can bring your team in. You get one of the players gets to join you. It's a fun day of just clay shooting, and that goes on in.
So it's kind of like a fantasy camp, but with shooting instead of baseball.
Oh yeah,
That's
it's so
pretty
cool. I've got to do it once this year. I didn't get to go, but it was really cool because I had Adrian Hauser from the Brewers on my team, and it's just a good time because those guys are so down to earth and they understand like it's a 1 in a million chance to be the major, so they're really giving back to the community. And it was fun.
That's awesome. Clove, if you were to do anything, like what could we expect from you?
We got a Ghost and Clover.
We do. Sunday night, 8 Central. Yes, Sunday night, 8 Central. Number two.
Yeah.
Powered by EAA.
That's exactly right. And somebody new.
And we got a new sponsor, so we'll be announcing that Sunday night as well. So you just saw that, John? Come on, man. You're a little behind. Yeah. I know you got some cool podcasts this week come up. Who you got coming on the podcast?
Got Brooke with Great Start Shooting School tomorrow and Riding Shotgun with Charlie. We get Mr. Charlie on Thursday. Coincidentally, he dropped the Riding Shotgun Charlie episode with me today. So go show Charlie some love, even if you don't watch that. At least go show him some love.
There you go. Chicago Mike says, where at the event is everybody meeting at so I can greet myself? Everywhere, anywhere, and everywhere. So just be on the lookout. I mean, most of us don't stick around in one place very long. We're always kind of running around. The best place I can tell you that maybe in the morning time, if there is a dedicated media room, you can usually find a lot of people having breakfast or at least talking before the show starts in whatever media room that they have. But some of them have media rooms, some don't, and outside as well. Correct. But some of them have dedicated media rooms, some of them don't, and if they do, they're really not good, so people don't stick around there. But that's a safe bet, is before the show starts every day.
I don't remember Indy being that good last time. So
I remember it being a big room, but it was just
there was nothing there.
Nothing there. Yeah, it was just tables and chairs. Like you just want to
hang out. They had the pretzel bites.
Did they? Did they have pretzel bites?
I don't remember the pretzel bites
there.
How did I miss that? I apparently missed that.
Snob ate them all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't remember pretzel bites, but if that is,
they had homemade chips and pretzel bites.
Yeah. Greet and yeet. Yep. There you go. So, I mean, honestly, if it's before the show, maybe try the media room, because usually we'll kind of all meet and hang out and for a few minutes before the show opens up. Once the show opens up, my man, I mean, very rarely you're going to find any of us all in one group. Never, but you'll just be able to have to look around, because we'll be all walking around doing our thing.
Well, it's not as well, I don't know. For him, it may be overwhelming.
Now, Clover will be in the EAA booth at some point, showing off his Snoop Dogg Skechers.
I haven't got the schedule for that yet, so we'll see. I don't know if that's happening or not.
Oh, we'll put it on a schedule. Don't worry. I'll email that out to all the NRAM attendees.
Oh my God!
Come watch Clover Crip Walk at the EAA booth.
It's killing me. So, what I was going to tell the Chicago Mike was, man, when the floor opens, hit the floor and work it. You'll bump into everybody. I mean, if you're going through, I mean, it's going to happen.
Yeah, you'll bump in. But if you're looking to kind of meet several at one time and all that, like I said, the only option you'll probably find is in the mornings. 15, 20 minutes before the doors open up in the media room is probably a safe bet.
Or smoke breaks.
This is true. Smoke breaks is a thing as well.
Me, you, yeah.
Hey, Ghost, I got to go, so thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, say hi to Shelly for us.
Later,
I sure will.
All right,
later, guys.
Yep. As for me, we've got Ghost and Clover this Sunday at 8 Central live. It will be live on my channel, on Clover's channel, and on the Ghost and Clover But if you don't catch it live, the only place you can replay it is on the Ghost and Clover channel. So you might want to go sub to that one. And then obviously on the podcast, the podcast platforms will have it the next day or whatever. But that's coming up Sunday. I'm trying to think. We've got actually going to be recording next week the first episode of season 2 of the Jarhead podcast. That'll come out in April. I got some really awesome guests coming up. I got some SEAL Team 6 guys. I got some MARSOC guys. I've got a unit guy. And if you guys aren't sure what the unit is, it's Delta. You probably heard it called Delta Force, but a unit guy, which is awesome. I've got some really cool people coming on the podcast this year. Quick shout out to Hyperion Munitions. They them and all the companies, there's 3 or 4 companies under their umbrella. They have purchased the entire sponsorship for the Jarhead podcast this season. So big shout out to them. Thank you. I know you got a lot of people like the Jarhead podcast. So episode 1 of this season will be coming out next month. So just be on the lookout for that. Trying to think here. Other than that, we've got a lot of product that I've got to start getting videos on from SHOT Show and other things. So there will be a steady diet of videos coming out in the next few weeks. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, thank you for doesn't have an actual name. It's Delta Force, but like it's actually Delta Detachment. But yeah, most of the guys call it the unit. So if you ever hear the unit, that's what they're talking about. So the unit guys are incredibly good. Incredibly good. Maybe as good as anybody in the world. As much as I hate to admit that. They're pretty darn good. But anyways, yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you're here live for 2 hours, I appreciate you guys. You are not getting your money back. This is 2 hours that you will never get back, and that's okay. If you're watching this in replay or listening in podcast form and you've made it this far, God help you. I know that there are some good psychiatrists out there that you might need to go see one. But thank you for watching / listening. We do appreciate it. We shall see you next week. I think if all things work out well, we're supposed to get our fiber optic installed Monday. So can't wait for that. So we'll see you guys next week. Until then, Semper Fi.